with the Wolfpack. We're introducing a new segment, which is we're going to start reviewing TV shows. And the TV show we're reviewing this week is Season 1 of The Sopranos, Episode 1, with
K-Dog,
Fauna,
and Mike here. So, K-Dog, what are your initial thoughts about Sopranos, Season 1, Episode 1? How'd you feel about it?
I thought it was cool. Like, it did a good way of just introducing the character, that he had some mental health issues, which I guess I can kind of relate to sometimes. And one thing that stood out, I forgot about his whole bird fascination, which I thought was cool, because I myself kind of think birds are really cool. And I saw he had that bird book and then the duck, so that's kind of an interesting part to me about his character.
What about the breakdown episode though? Like,
even I had never had breakdowns like that. Like, are you talking about when he's passing out and shit?
No, I mean, like, how did you like it as far as like how they introduced basically kind of each character?
I thought they did I thought they did a really good job.
Showed you like it's kind of like a build up.
Yeah, it makes you understand. They did a good job of just kind of like introducing people, and
it flowed very well.
Yeah, it flowed. Like, there was never times where I was like, this doesn't make sense, or.
Did you think it's like real realistic of like what the mob scenario
I think so, because
how hardcore.
Well, the remaining, you know what's interesting about this? This is the '90s mob, because you're used to seeing shit like Godfather and Goodfellas. So this is kind of like the decline of the mob.
That's what they talked about in the episode.
What?
He talks about how his dad's
started the mob.
Was like the mob, and now.
But I'm just saying the mob isn't what it used to be. There's obviously the Russian, there's Irish mob, but like there was a time when the Italian mob, like, really, a lot of those dudes are in jail now, or it's not the same.
Well, that's what he's talking about in the episode, that there's no like real morals anymore.
The show went back more about how he's still just a family, still got problems.
Yeah.
Fighting with his kids, a mother fighting with the kids. Mrs. Soprano constantly belittling Tony Soprano, and then
his mistress.
Yeah, and then his mistress, and then then his mother trying to get satisfaction.
Yeah, they're just like a typical family, like somewhat dysfunctional family, which is pretty. It was cool.
And he basically has two families. He's got his regular family. And he's got his mob family, and they're both dealing with day-to-day grind. Even though he lives in a nice house, drives a car, his wife's taken care of, he's still got problems.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about like the therapist aspect to the whole?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've been to therapists before, not a lot, but I've kind of noticed. I've seen later episodes. And
we're talking about just this episode.
Okay. Well, I know there's some tension, a little bit of sexual tension between the two. Did you catch that?
I like how his reaction when she got deep into like how he feels about himself, his mechanism to defend himself was to like basically, call out on her and like say that he like would hook up with her and all this stuff to basically make her weak, but she is playing the role of the therapist.
Yeah.
But she wasn't breaking, and then after that he like broke down.
But did you see the subtle lines before their next appointment where he missed it? How she fixed her table up, had the candle going, put her sweatshirt on and all that, getting ready for him in a way.
Well, no, I thought
let down.
The whole incident where they met at the restaurant and stuff, and she got the table. I think she just like more realized who she's dealing with.
But she has to do her job though.
I feel like
she can't refuse.
Yeah, but I feel like she's now like trying to like impress him, like how his but his mom basically.
But I'm just saying, I think she's nervous because she's kind of getting an idea who she is, but she has to do her job.
Yeah,
she can't just be like, well, you're not feeling well, I just can't see you because you're bad.
I think it's kind of thrilling. She has like something can actually think she can change Tony Soprano. I think that's her feeling right now. She can this guy who has real problems coming in here,
But the interesting thing about
organizing this stuff, and she deals with guys who are just
But the interesting thing about shrinks is they don't want to admit this, but they're only human, and they have their own issues they deal with. But when you go meet them, they're supposed to be the expert on the human mind, and they've solved everything.
Nah, therapists are fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I'm just saying, they're supposed to be professional, but if you have a therapist and their client they're attracted to, they can't fight that. And I'm not going to lie.
I have a friend of a friend that he's, a counselor, and he says that, women hit on him all the time, his clients,
Yeah. Well, I'm going to, story from my personal life.
Oh, is your therapist, a woman or a man?
A woman. Okay,
Is she hot?
And it's not like I'm Mr. Therapy, but I'm not going to lie. Since I was the first time I ever saw a therapist when I was 16 or 17. And I only saw her for a couple months. And I've never
Every week? Once a week?
Yeah, no, I've never seen a therapist long term. It's always I have downs in my life and I'm just fuck, I have insurance. Let me just go talk to a therapist. But I've never seen a therapist there's dudes like Howard Stern who's seen a therapist every week for 20 years. It's never been anything like that. But I'll tell this little thing. There's been 2 times where I've been really physically attracted to my therapist. Super physically.
What'd she look like?
Okay, well, one was a cougar. Shit. She was 57 or 58.
57?
Yeah. But she
she
had a really nice face, a beautiful face, and she wore nice office clothes. But she had she wore heels, I swear. And when chicks wear heels, it drives me crazy. And
with pantsuits?
No, she just had it's skirts almost, but never But anyway, I was attracted to her. But I kid you not, one of the chicks, I swear. Then I saw a girl who was probably a little bit 35, and there was some tension, sexual tension. I swear I could feel that she was attracted to me.
How? Why? Because she
there was just weird.
You?
Yeah, I just.
So were you for initially physically attracted? You started talking to them, and then you got attracted to them more.
Yeah, because I'm a big on people's voices.
I mean, you realize you're in therapy, right?
What's up? What do you mean?
You're in therapy, so why are you having those connections? Isn't that the what? Does it make therapy not work?
I can't help myself, though.
I know, but isn't that that will make therapy work then if you're looking at that person as something you want to
Well, that's the problem with Tony Soprano.
No, it's only human nature. So I come in and then you're sitting across from someone, I'm wow, this woman.
But could you have been attracted to her because it's an attractive woman who actually is engaging in a conversation?
No, it's not that. It's just physically, it's a voice. Both of them. And one of the chicks was from Michigan, and it was just kind of, she was exotic, but she's from another state. And I would
Midwestern.
But there's another thing, I would make her laugh a lot. Cause it'd be therapy, and she'd be cracking up. So no, I'm just saying. So to get back to the show, I could relate to Tony Soprano, where you're supposed to be this is a doctor, you're supposed to be all professional. But they're only human. You can make them laugh. They can be attracted to you. And they can't fight that.
They're not robots.
Yeah, they're not robots. And they're not
they're not invincible. Does that make the therapy not work then once you take it to that level?
As I say, I've never done therapy long term. I've only done short little stints. I'm not Mr. Therapy. But there's been times in my life where I'm shit, I should talk to someone.
Yeah.
So, but as I say, I've never done it long term.
Did you feel that Tony Soprano was going somewhere? Started admitting about how the ducks were sad.
But she's trying to just she's going to try to psychoanalyze him to death, and
What did you think in this episode? Tony was hit with an ultimatum. His best, his good friend Ari, who is his family, or maybe they grew up as kids, owns a restaurant. The uncle's gonna do a mob hit in the restaurant, so he just blows up the restaurant to save him. Now, is that him being a good friend, or him just, trying to piss off his uncle?
I think it's just good business.
But his uncle wants to kill him, and then he asked his mom
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay if I might have to shoot, my brother's kid, basically, and how she didn't say anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's good character build because they basically show you like a small perspective of what they might think about.
Yeah.
Lead you into like what the next episode's could be.
It just boggles me how like some, you call this person your mother and you think they love you, and then they just like, don't even, maybe even let it in that they might want you to die.
Yeah.
Even though he goes there and brings her a CD player with some CDs, and she's just all upset about him not calling her every day. Like that's all she really wanted, was him to call her every day.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it, so that's why she's pissed off.
Yeah.
Basically would want him to be dead.
Yeah. It's amazing, just a call day does a lot for some people.
What's your view on it, Mike? Overall,
this episode. I thought this episode, I watched these shows multiple times.
You're just talking about episode 1.
Yeah, I'm taking episode 1. I took more into how Meadow Soprano, the daughter, how she's just like this. You see these girls a lot, come from middle class to upper class. They just go to school and then they complain about how they don't have any time for friends. But they still go and get good grades, And it's like the opposite of the son, who doesn't really care about school at all. And he's like, I'm just going to be living the moment. But she's being upset about everything. It's going around and around her, and it's, unfair for her to, skip out and go see her boyfriend.
So you think Meadows a snobby bitch?
Yeah, she is. I've seen a lot of those girls.
Yeah, she's definitely a snobby bitch.
She's not very humble right now, and I think that's what they want with her, though. They want a cocky, smart girl that can handle herself. And there's some attractiveness with that in general, but then you're dealing with a whole snake pit of bullshit. You start dating a woman like that.
Anyone add anything else?
No, I mean, my review is like, it's a pretty good opener of each character, like I said before, so I think it's a pretty good first episode. Like, if you've never seen the show, you would get hooked into it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of explains little parts about each character, so you would probably, like, feel related to, like, one of the characters. You would want to see what happened to him the next show, and so on, so...
Also, K-Dog, who is the most character you thought yourself as to be?
Probably Tony.
Tony?
Yeah. Because he was seen a therapist.
I see myself more as like a Christopher as of right now.
Because Tony has issues and I got issues, so...
From the first episode, you just say you think you're more
I'm like Christopher,
Why?
Hungry, but no one gives me respect. That's how I feel, Try to do good things, have good ideas, and no one acknowledges them. So.
I guess.
So
what's your prediction for episode 2 now?
That's hard to say. Like, I think it's just going to slowly build, and I think there's just going to start showing, as the show goes on, obviously, I think it's going to get more gnarlier and show how fucking gnarly Tony Soprano is.
So episode 2 is called 46 Long.
What is the first episode called?
The Sopranos.
That's it?
Yeah, just the intro.
That's a pretty good title.
Yeah.
So the next episode is called 40 Inches Long?
46 Long. So what is that? What is that? Is that like a suit thing, or what? 46 Long?
Could be like a gun thing, I don't know.
No.
It has to be a suit thing, I think, because they wear the mob suits.
Yeah, is that something to do with tailoring?
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? Believe it 46 long, maybe? I don't know.
I guess we'll find out the next episode. Next review.
So this has been an hour with the Wolfpack new series of reviewing...
new segment. And we're doing reviews about a TV show. And the first TV show we're doing is Sopranos. And hopefully people like it, and we'll keep reviewing each episode. And we're probably going to do a couple other shows put up more material. So if you like it, leave a comment. And this is gonna be
K-Dog.
And K-Dog's out.
Mike's out.
Fauna's out. So hope you guys like it. Happy New Year.